Plaintiff Don Schroeder says the defendant moved next door 4 years ago, and he's nothing but a bully who's disrespectful and tells sexual jokes to her. Dawn is suing her neighbor because she claims he damaged her truck by setting off fireworks. Defendant Derek Sylvester says Dawn is the disrespectful one in the neighborhood because she curses at her kids. Derek admits that he was celebrating with fireworks, but says there was no reason for Dawn to call the police.
Tell me what happened.
The defendant moved from the next block next to me 4 years ago. He's a bully. He's an inconsiderate neighbor.
How so?
He will confront me when my husband's not home.
About what?
Well, one time when I was going out to my truck to go riding, I had on my chaps, and it was cold, and I always wear them in the winter. And he said, maybe you should wear your chaps like Lady Godiva does, you know, naked. I don't think so.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
No, it's not, Your Honor.
Yeah, it is.
Anything else?
I told him that my dog could possibly get under my fence because he's got water coming into my yard. He said if she did, she'd never come back.
Okay.
Another lie, Your Honor.
Since he moved in, his sons play baseball. I have a truck and I have 2 Jeeps. He will play baseball in his front yard with a league ball about 10 feet from my pickup. I'll be sitting in my bedroom and I'll hear, and I know they're playing ball again. I go out, I stand in my garage with my arms crossed, watch them play ball. One time, the ball hit my Jeep, and I had just put new windows in my Jeep. They're uppers. I have half doors. No, they
Very rarely does the ball hit the Jeep or any
They hit the
vehicle
Jeep. I
that
said
doesn't
to his
move in
wife,
the driveway.
that's not true, Your Honor. I'm stockpiling parts. I'm rebuilding a 92 Wrangler. I just put $750 windows.
Personally rebuilding it or having someone?
My husband does it.
Okay.
We're stockpiling parts.
When
You
he's
know,
home.
I've got a ceramic coated Edelbrock header. I've got a new exhaust. I got a clutch. Now I just need to rebuild my suspension. So I'm stockpiling parts. My Jeep's sitting there.
I don't have any idea.
No.
She's speaking French
So
to
I
me,
made a comment. The ball was coming into my yard again, about to hit my Jeep. His wife was sitting on the front porch. I said, Connie, I said, you know, I just put those windows in my Jeep. They're $750. And she goes, oh, that's okay. It's insured. Well, we see how their insurance works now because they won't file and pay for damages to other people's vehicles.
Yeah, let me hear from him, some background on this.
Well, Your Honor, being as a neighbor and living next to her the past 4 years, everyone's kind of taken with a grain of salt. In the neighborhood, she's kind of known as TMI Dawn, which stands for too much information.
That's not true, Your Honor. We play
So as far as
outside
the
all the time.
sexual advances and everything else, that's totally untrue. I got 4 kids, all
That's not true,
her
Your
son's
Honor.
age.
I'm sure it was a joke, Your Honor, but
So,
I didn't care for it.
But, you know, we're a Christian family, go to church every Sunday. We don't talk like that. We don't swear in front of our kids, which she just hollers and swears all the time. You know, swears at her own kids.
That's not true, Your Honor. I'm hardly ever home, and when I do get home,
I'm getting to that one too, Your Honor, so
tired
trust
from
me.
being at the barn.
You're never at home and you're always at the bar, is that?
The barn. I have a horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a rule in the neighborhood. If our kids are out in front, there's parents or an adult out there watching our kids. There's about 15 kids on the block, and yeah, we play ball in my front yard. No one's gonna tell me I can't play ball in my front yard. I always play on the end where her vehicles are parked.
That's not true, Your Honor. They
Hardball?
stand on the property
baseball.
line. Yes,
Hardball.
hardball, Your
I know.
Honor.
That's not a right. You don't play hardball in your driveway,
My
sir.
husband won't
It's in
even
my
let us
front
play
yard, and
hardball, Your
It's in
Honor.
our front yard, and
With a bat, right?
no, just catch.
Oh,
And they're missing it, Your Honor. I've been putting up with it for 4 years.
you better practice a little more, she
Well,
says.
no, that practice.
said
I'm
it's
we're,
sitting in
and we're
my
nowhere near
bedroom.
her
I can
property.
see it.
So,
Running across the driveway.
All
So-
right. Tell me about the truck damages, ma'am.
On July 25th at approximately 10 p.m. in the evening.
08?
Yes. We were sitting in the house, my 3 boys and myself, and we heard a very loud noise. We ran outside as I was exiting my residence. I saw a huge aerial fireworks that should probably be at a display and be about 50 feet in the air. I heard a lady screaming, cut that out or I'm going to call the police on you. And I see everything ashing on my 3 vehicles, my travel trailer, my boat, my house. I said, dude, you're ashing all over my vehicles. He said, Dawn, shut up and go back in the house. It was like a shower, big 1-inch pieces of burning things flying everywhere. It was a windy night.
How did you determine that it damaged your truck?
The next
At what
morning,
point?
I looked out my bedroom window. I saw approximately 50 marks on the hood of my vehicle. It's black, on the roof. There were 70 marks approximately on the hood. And I'm restoring my red Wrangler, and I bought a black fiberglass hardtop off eBay, and there's about 50 burn marks.
Did you mention it to him?
I didn't know what to do. My husband was over the road, so I called my dad, who's a fire captain in Frankfurt, and he said, Dawn, you need to make a police report because you're probably going to have to file with insurance. So I called the Will County Police out that morning, right after I saw the damage, about 8 o'clock. 8:30, they're knocking on his door. And the cops came over. The police officer, the one officer that came out.
Let me allow him to catch up. Sir, tell me about this firework incident.
So they're all out there watching the fireworks for I don't know how long, and all of a sudden,
That's not true, Your Honor. It was 10 seconds.
The fireworks are coming down, burning her truck, which is fine. And I told her to shut up and go in her house because we have to do that all the time.
Which is fine. You said the fireworks are burning her truck.
No, I didn't say that.
Which is fine.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you did.
No, that's not what I meant. So, but,
Go ahead, sir.
So the next morning, instead of coming over and knocking on my door and maybe talking about it, the police are knocking on my door, and I'm talking it over with the officer, and I'm telling him what happened. And next thing you know, Dawn, too much information, Dawn comes over and starts crying her eyes out, saying, Dawn, why don't you just come over and talk to me?
Yeah,
I called my dad, and he told me to call the police. I'm on menopause. I'm just not thinking right. I don't know what's going on.
That's right.
And me and the officer are looking at each other
That's right, 45.
Okay, we don't really know why you're telling us that. And so the officer just...
You might be right about that too much information.
In other instance, we're in a big group of people standing in front of the house, and she walks up and says, whew, man, I just got done riding my horse, and I'm not talking about the one at the barn either. And we're like...
Yeah, that's not true, Your Honor.
Don, we really don't need to know this stuff.
Nope.
So,
that's not true. My Mustang is wild from Nevada. You can't ride him yet, so that's not true. I wouldn't be riding my horse. Not that day. My other horse died.
She's had multiple horses that have died, and she's bought more.
That's
but she
not
can't
true,
fix
Your
up
Honor.
her house.
Only one horse.
That I had pictures of the shack that I live next to.
I have new windows in the garage.
But she can go out and spend $600 for a saddle, but she can't paint her house.
This isn't about our house, Your Honor. It's about my truck.
Can I look at your house?
The builder went bankrupt. Will County was paid off. The Will County inspectors were paid off. He moved from a ratty house on the next block and didn't fix it up. I have new windows, $4,000 in my garage. I'm saving money for siding.
There's more. That red Jeep that she's talking about restored hasn't moved.
Look at the top where you've shot your fireworks off.
No, sir. That didn't go nowhere near the house.
Yes. That's his fire.
I also have written statements from everybody that was at my house.
All right, let's have you answer to the damages to the truck, sir.
She sent me a letter stating I had 7 days to pay for the damages, or she was going to sue me. I went over there to talk about the letter, and she was immediately got on the phone with her sister, who supposedly is the assistant district attorney of Will County.
That's not true, Your Honor. She works for the appellate court. She keeps child molesters in jail.
Okay, well, either way, her sister.
I just needed advice on how to type a letter.
Her sister works for the court system on some level or another. So I get two estimates, one for $1,700, one for $1,900, along with the letter.
That's not true.
I go over there, talk to her about it, and I said, Donna, at least let me take it to one of, because the shops that she took it to are her friends' shops.
That's not true, Your Honor.
I said, Dawn, please don't lie. So I asked her, so can I take it to a shop where I have all my trucks worked on and our company vehicles worked on? And she continued to scream and holler at me and say that she's not taking it in many racial slurs. It's in South Holland, Illinois.
That is not true, Your Honor. I said it was a bad neighborhood. I got an estimate done near our house, 2 of them.
So.
All right. She doesn't have to take it where you want, sir.
I just wanted to see if the estimates were, because she kept going on how they were her friends'
You have any
shop.
estimates there?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
No, I thought this was a mute issue.
Estimate, man.
Estimates, yep. Right
I'll look at the picture as well.
And going back to the part about the insurance, she tried to, when she was on the phone with her so-called sister or whoever she was, they were trying to tell me to call my insurance company and say I had a bonfire in my backyard and the ashes blew over the fence and burned her truck, and that way I could claim it on my insurance policy.
Does
Your Honor, I asked him
So
to
then-
file with
ma'am?
insurance. He refused to do it.
Come on up, young man.
Your Honor, I have
State your name.
Aaron Schroeder.
What do you want to tell me? What did you
That's
see?
evidence.
That Derek is mean and should stop yelling at my mom.
You've seen him yell at your mom?
Yes. The night, when I don't remember when it was, but he got into a big fight and I was like right there.
What was said, if you can recall?
The only thing I remember was when Connie, his wife, coming out and yelling at my mom. And he was yelling and everything,
All right.
saying that the truck is a piece of crap.
Your Honor, the truck is 12, 13 years old. And it's a decent looking truck from a distance, but there's pictures there where
Well,
it's rusting out in other areas.
She's going to be able to get it fixed now.
Huh? I hope she does get the truck fixed. If not, I
At
wish
your
she-
expense, $1,084.
Thank
You've
you,
admitted
Your
to
Honor.
damaging the woman's truck. I have pictures, and she has given me estimates. You bring me no estimate. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge Mathis rules.
she'll waste the money on something. If she's not going to get her truck fixed, I wish she'd put it into the shack that she lives in next door to me, so I got to look at it all
Yeah,
the time.
you left
but
your shack on the next block without fixing it, and the roof is bad. The neighbor told me.
my house was fine
Yep.
in the next block. That's why I got top dollar for it. So
Yeah, okay. Still looks like
I'm
a
worried
piece of
about
crap.
it. So.
Yep, that's true, Mom.